Happy Boxing Day, Darren. Happy Boxing Day.
Happy Boxing Day. You sound like a festive trailer for BBC One.
Festive trailer.
It's also the second day of Christmas. Do you know the song? What's number 2 in the song for 12 Days of Christmas? Do you know?
On the first day of Christmas, my true love ordered me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love brought to me 2 French hens.
It's 2 turtle doves. That's me and you, Darren.
Okay.
Right, this is going to be difficult. This second installment in drawing something we got for Christmas.
Well, mine is relatable a little bit to what I did on day one. On day one, I did James Bond's Lotus Esprit.
Yeah.
Wings that pop out and turns it into a submarine. And I will reveal that I am doing another vehicle.
I'm doing a vehicle, funnily enough. Well, what a real, actual vehicle.
A real, actual vehicle?
Yeah.
Like that you could get into as a child?
Or onto.
Let me have a little look at your screen. No, I'm not the wiser yet.
All will become clear.
I don't know how iconic the thing I'm drawing is. I don't know.
I don't recognise it yet.
Known it is. Well, okay. Well, let's. Oh, is that big enough? Neither of these wheels are big enough. That's a bit more like it. Well, am I right in thinking you have a sister?
Yes.
And is your sister older or younger?
She's younger than me. Only a bit.
So it's possible, I suppose. So I'm actually, I am drawing a toy for a lady.
Oh, girls' toys.
Girls' toys, yes. I'm drawing something my sister had, and so I will actually say what it is. It's a kind of like a beach buggy thing,
right?
For Sindy. But my sister had this, and I had Action Men.
Yeah,
a couple of different Action Men with eagle eyes.
How it works. Yeah,
and of course, all of the usual tropes in this story take place. Like my sister used to nick my Action Men, and then I would find my Action Men in bed with her Sindys.
So were they 007 spies by any chance?
No. I actually think that. I think a lot of people have this story, and I think what's quite interesting about the story is it does sometimes kind of turn that thing on its head that young boys are obsessed with sex and girls aren't.
Yeah.
Because I think my sister thought of doing that with Action Man and Sindy a long time before I had that idea. But then again, maybe it's more like marriage and happiness and more wholesome things going on in my sister's mind.
Yours.
Things just happen that I love about old toys, and what I love about when I draw my Star Wars figures is a sudden memory has just happened.
Yeah.
And I've just realized that the picture I'm drawing off the internet of this Sindy buggy is incomplete, because I've drawn this little hole here, and I remember that it had a big, long black aerial. And I find that kind of memory, that kind of uncovered memory of objects, I find that fascinating.
Yeah.
But buried in my brain somewhere was a useless little piece of information about a piece of plastic on a toy from, 40 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just when you thought it was looking a bit too manly, there's a big heart on the front and it says Sindy. I suppose my theme so far has been cars with the person's name written on the bonnet.
A sure car got your name on it.
Oh, right, okay. Let me tell you, this is kind of Christmas related.
Okay.
It's also a story I've told before in other places. I wrote a song about this somewhere. I don't think I've released it. But at Christmas, in the lead up to Christmas, I would go and stay with Nan and Bill.
Right.
Bill.
Who was Bill? Go on.
Well, Bill was my Nan's second husband.
Right.
And really, he was the only granddad I knew. Because I don't remember her first husband, and I don't remember either of my granddads. They both died when I was very young.
Right.
And so, to all intents and purpose, Bill was my granddad. Yet, because he was the second husband, he was Bill. And I called him Bill. Everyone called him Bill. And I'm getting to names on cars, is what I'm getting onto. And he said to me one day, do you support, what football team do you support? I was like, I don't support any football team. He said, right, well, you support West Ham. I went, all right. And he lived in Chadwell Heath, which is where West Ham have the training ground.
Right.
And I got all of West Ham's autographs the year they won the FA Cup, which was 1980. And my granddad, Bill, would take me there and we'd wait outside and they would all come out into the car park and sign my little autograph book, which I've got somewhere with all of them in. And they would get into their cars, which had their names written on.
Did they also have the name of the showroom?
Yeah, they were all Fords, because it was like Dagenham Fords, and they'd all been given these cars, but they would have like little sort of claret and blue designs over them. And it would say like Jeff Pike, Stuart Pearson, because I can name all of that team.
Trevor Brooking in that team.
Trevor Brooking was in that team, and I met Trevor Brooking, and I have his autograph. Years later, when I worked for the blood transfusion service, Jeff Pike came in and gave blood.
Oh.
And I said, you're Jeff Pike. And I think like Jeff Pike, he probably isn't the sort of footballer who gets recognised that often.
No, I don't know him.
Yeah, so he seemed quite pleased by that. And I wanted him to know how special it was, because I wanted him to know.
I really like that story because it's the most unexpected Darren Hayman story I think I'll ever hear.
Well,
that's recognising a footballer and saying hello to him.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about me and football. I feel like I had the best experience of football, and I don't see any reason to sully it with any worse memories of it. My granddad said, you're supporting West Ham. We went to the training ground. I met all the team. I got all their autographs in a book. They got promoted from the second division to the first division, and they beat all the teams and won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And that was all inside a year. And after that, I just thought, okay, I'm done with football. It's fine.
Yeah.
I just thought
quit while you're ahead.
I just thought you support a team and they win.
Oh, you're a Bolton fan. You know that's not what happens.
Well, I mean, I understand that to be a West Ham fan is actually a constantly disappointing experience. But to support them for 1 year, 1979 to 80 season, is I would recommend that to anyone.
You were very lucky.
So what it was with what it was with this buggy. So I had a Jeep for my action men, but aside from the big love heart with Sindy written on the front, I thought this was a really good design.
Yeah.
And I used to go and steal it from my sister because I thought it was much better than any vehicle I had for my action man. I thought it was really sort of 70s, funky, quite sort of space age. It looks like something out of Space 1999 or something.
So I assume Sindy and Action Man were kind of like same size, were they? Action Man fitted in that buggy.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, give or take.
I mean, obviously they ended up in bed together, so they were fairly compatible.
Sindy had slightly unrealistic proportions. I mean,
that's perfect for a James Bond.
Yeah, but she had a particularly large head.
Right, okay.
Which I suppose is a kind of way of, I mean, when you, like those toys, Brats or whatever it is, and those sort of things, I think it is a way of oddly idealizing women, isn't it? Like in comics and cartoons, when you're drawing a sexy woman, don't you make the head bigger? Isn't that what people do?
I don't know.
I think it's part of,
have a look.
You know, the way women have been portrayed a lot over the years. Because I think Barbie was perhaps the head was. I don't even think that was realistically proportioned, but I think it did at least have a normal head.
Right.
Long neck, long thin neck.
So I've drawn my bike.
I'm not that far behind you. It's just taken me a little longer than the
I've got to do the sport
car from yesterday.
So this is a Raleigh Extra Burner.
Extra burner?
Yeah, it's a Raleigh burner, but it's an extra burner.
Oh.
The Extra Burner was just like the Raleigh burner, but it was red and white.
And this is a BMX bike?
It is a BMX, yeah.
And could you do tricks on it?
No. I could do a bunny hop, I suppose, and I could.
That doesn't sound like much. Is that when you just make the bike go up and down?
Yeah. And I could do that. I could kind of balance on the bike, standing still. Kind of, really basic things.
That counts as a trick.
Did in my world, Darren.
Have I told you my theory on skateboarding?
No.
Okay. Right. This is my hot take on skateboarding, but I reckon it also applies to BMX tricks. Right? Can't be done. They're impossible.
They can't be done?
No, can't be done. I've never, ever, ever seen it happen. Like I walk down the South Bank and go to that place where all of the kids have their skateboards, and all I hear is the constant sound of them falling off.
True.
Clatter, clatter, clatter. Clatter, clatter, clatter. Clatter, clatter, clatter. Yeah. I look up. There are men in their 50s.
Yeah.
With their skateboards, with all of their hip-hoppy wear and their baseball caps and swaggering around, and they take a run with the skateboard and they try and do a twisty flip up and they land and they fall over and the skateboard falls over and they do it again and you never, ever see them do it. My theory is that skateboarding tricks are impossible. They can't be done. And all the videos on YouTube are CGI. If anybody wants to prove it to me, they obviously have to meet me somewhere and do their trick. But I guarantee I will see you not do your trick because none of them can do it.
When, if someone calls you out on this and they agree to meet you, I'm going to come and film it. And if they manage to pull off the trick, you've got to then attempt it yourself.
I also sort of, I don't want this to be like, oh, hold on, let me have another try. Oh, hold on, let me have another try. No, I nearly got it. Let me have another try. That's not being able to do a trick. That's just like playing with the laws of fucking probability, isn't it? Like eventually this skateboard will land the right way up and I'll land on it if I do it enough times. That's not...
Are they allowed to do you have one little warm-up first? Warm-up exercise?
No. Turn up to my house, we'll go downstairs, do the trick, or piss off.
Hang on, downstairs where?
Down below my flat. Yeah, down here, yeah.
No, they'll have to go to a proper skate park because the trick might...
Oh, here we go. See, the excuses starting already, aren't they? Yeah, actually, it's a proper skate park, actually. We can go over the road. Crystal Palace.
There you go. Right. Well, I'll get on the phone to my friend Tony Hawks. And, or is it Hawk? Oh, I might accidentally book the fella from Morris and the Miners.
Yeah, there's no way either of them are sick of that, is there?
Only Hawk, no S. Okay, I'll give him a ring. Come over from California next year. We'll set this up. The massive YouTube event of the year.
Can't be done. Liars. Biggest conspiracy.
So I've just remembered thing about my extra burner. So the padded don't know what you call it. It's not the crossbar because the crossbar is the big long one. So the bars between the two handles.
They used to have a padded crossbar to protect your nuts, didn't they?
That's right, yeah. Because you keep coming off all the time when you're trying to do tricks. It can't be done.
Exactly.
But this one here.
Exactly. If tricks were possible, why do you need to pad your nuts?
Exactly. So the padded one that goes between the two handlebars, like the handlebar crossbar.
Yeah.
That was white. And I painted a red and white checkerboard effect on that bit. When I riding on it and it started raining, and I must have just used like poster paint or something because it just all ran. This great little checkerboard design just disappeared before my very eyes. I just ended up with a pink bit of padding.
I like those checkerboard. It sort of makes me think it was a bit Scar revival, your bike. A bit two-tone.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I was actually, I was kind of into two-tone a little bit back then. I was a bit of when I was getting into music, and I was only like 10 or 11. But the mod revival was just kind of happened. I mean, it's kind of finishing, but pretty into the mod and the two-tone stuff. So yeah, maybe that's why I did the checkerboard bit. Yeah. But yeah, it didn't work on the bike.
I'm really pleased.
Not even my best bike.
Not even your best bike.
No.
I wasn't allowed a BMX. I wanted a BMX very much. And my dad, who was a really keen cyclist in his youth and did things like cycle over massive long cycle rides. Really hard to imagine, actually. My dad was never that fit a man when I knew him, but he was this incredible cyclist when he was young. And so he wanted me to have a proper, racing bike. And so I was not allowed to have any of these newfangled BMXs.
Oh. They were quite good to be racing around the estate on. Raising hell.
I'm trying to think of some other. I'm trying to think of some other disappointments, some other things that I thought I wanted for Christmas I didn't get. But to be honest, I can't really think of many. So maybe I did get mainly what I asked for, or maybe I had the knack of, maybe even subconsciously, I did know how much my parents could afford, and I asked for the right thing. Maybe.
Yes, I think I was rarely disappointed at Christmas. That happens now when my mum thinks it's okay to buy me a shirt without checking first.
Oh, yeah. I
bought you a T-shirt with Noel Gallagher on, Darren.
Really?
Thank you, Mum. Yeah,
really?
I think so, yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm done.
I'm done. Finished my brew as well.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.